Hey y'all. I was inspired to make Storytime part of my YouTube channel from Clutterbug on YouTube. She's a pretty amazing woman that does a lot of organizational videos, and she inspires people to become more organized, teaches them about different kind of organizing systems, and she's just really quirky and funny and sweet, and I really recommend going and checking her out. This is not a collab. I'm not sponsored. I was really actually inspired by her to start a YouTube channel, and one of the things that I really like about her channel is that she tells stories at the end of her videos. Well, I talk too much, so I can't do them at the end of my videos. So I'm going to make videos and tell you a little bit more about me and stories from my childhood and growing up. So, many of you don't know me. My name is Becca. I am technically one of 6 kids. And I say technically because I have a half sister that's the oldest kid, and then I have 2 full-blood sisters, and then me, and then my brother, and then a boy we adopted. So there's 4 girls and 2 boys. For much of my childhood, it was just me and my biological brother. I mean, the other boy was there. He was just in and out of our lives a lot. As you know, with adopting children and fostering them and stuff, that kind of happens. But for the most part, the other 3 girls are 7, 14, and like 30, maybe even 40 years older than me. No, 30 years older than me, ish. I don't know exactly her age, but she's quite a bit older than me. So they were like out of the house. I mean, both my biological sisters, my full blood sisters, were either pregnant or they did drugs, and so they were out of the house super early. And it's not my style. I don't do drugs. And Mike and I still have no children. Thank the Lord we have no kids. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love kids, but I do not think that we are ready in our marriage, in our lives, financial, and we're not getting there. But we don't have children. All 3 of my sisters have children. And one of my sisters has grandkids. That's crazy talk. But only met my oldest sister once, and it was just me and Ethan for most of the time. Like I said, my other 2 sisters were out of the house, or they didn't really have anything to do with us. Other things in life were more important. Not to get on too much of a sad story, which, whatever. That's kind of, and my mom was with a man who had 5 previous wives. Not at the same time. That would be a lot of complaining going on. That would be a lot to take in for one man. So, my mom was with someone who was 27 years older than her. Great guy. Although my mom and him split up when I was 2-ish. My brother was just born, so I'm 14 months older than him. 14 months, 4 days, and a few hours older than him. And so, right after he was born, my mom and him split up. Now, my mom had us during the weekdays where we went to school, and my biological father had us on the weekends. I think every weekend, or every other weekend at least. I have a hard time remembering. It was so long ago. My dad died when I was 10. And so my mom met another man shortly after she and my dad split up. And that man raised me as I was his own. And he became my dad when I was 5. He moved in. Anyway, all this is nonsense. You don't need to know these things for me to tell the story. But my biological dad, the first story I'm going to tell is about him. The first few are about him. Because he's not with us anymore, I only have a handful of memories of him. And what I do remember is really good. I really enjoyed my time with my dad. He let us be independent, and with someone who I have a brain injury and I have epilepsy, and at that time they were very current in my life. And so my dad let me be more independent than my mom. And that was really cool. It gave me the freedom to grow up and, make my own choices. Now, at 5, which this story I'm going to tell is, it's right around age 5. My brother was either 3 or just turned 4. I think he was still 3. I can't remember. Yeah. It was real cool. So, but the choices I was making is, do I pick grass seed, which I'm allergic to? I didn't know that then. But I know that I'm allergic to grass seed, that's why. Anyway. Or go and do something else, like play on the swing set. We had a swing set. All that said, here's the story. So my dad was a logger. So he had a big international truck, huge truck, and it had a crane on it, and this crane was metal. It's a crane. Okay, it's got a big hook. The hook's like this big. Okay, my little tiny hands. So what he did is, we used to love watching my dad use the crane. And one day, my brother, 3 years old, okay, he wanted to ride on the crane. He wanted to hold onto the crane and have my dad lift him up and put him back down. And my dad did it. Okay, he did it. And my brother fell. Not from a huge distance. I mean, my dad wasn't going to put him all the way up. But he fell from some distance. He's 3. he bounced right back. Not like us old people. Nowadays, I would be out for 3 or 4 days, like, oh, this hurts. Like, I look much younger than I really am. So, my dad was like, oh, that's not cool. Like, I don't want to hurt my kid, especially my only son. Like, he's only got one boy. Only one. He can spare a daughter. But that one boy is really important. So what he did is he took a pair of his gloves. It might have been our gloves, actually. He took gloves and put them on our hands. So I did this too. But Ethan specifically put gloves on Ethan's hands, my brother. Had Ethan grab the crane with his 3-year-old hands, little tiny hands that could, like, that didn't go around the hook of the crane all the way, and duct taped his hands to the crane. Really, Dad? Really? So his son wouldn't fall off. Okay? And then did it to me. I mean, really? And we would do that all the time. We would never tell our mom that we did that. Oh my gosh, my mom would have my dad's head. Like, she would have gotten all crazy. Okay, she's crazy. And so yeah, we played on the crane an awful lot. There was one time where we played all day on the crane. So we would take turns, and my dad would duct tape our hands to the crane. Now, that is either like the coolest dad or the dumbest. I'm going to say coolest because I thought it was awesome. Now, when I was younger, I wasn't afraid of heights. Oh boy, did that change. And that is a different story, folks. A different story. But yeah, I just wanted to share a little tidbit about my life, about my siblings, my parents, and give you a fun story. So go check out Clutterbug's awesome channel. She's amazing. And I hope you enjoyed the video. So comment below if your parents ever did something crazy like that that you would never do to your own kids, or just think is absurd now. Like, how did I live through this? Let me know. I'm sure I'm not the only one out there. And I'm not talking about like seatbelts. Like, I understand in the 1970s when Mike was born. Yep, just threw him under the bus. You didn't have to wear seatbelts. But I'm telling you, I'm thinking like crazy stuff, like duct taping your hand to a crane so you can ride the crane. Because that's a great idea for your 3 and 4 and 5-year-old. We did it up until he died. But, yeah, let me know. Comment in the box below. And, I'll talk at you later. We'll see you later. I'll tell you another story another time.